let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get some coffee. Yeah, baby. Good morning, beautiful people of the Instagrams. Let's see if I have my wallet. I do have my wallet. Woo, we can get some coffee then. Good morning, beautiful people of the grams. This is Jose Trujillo, the world's greatest living artist. World's greatest living artist. World's greatest. The crowd goes wild when they hear my name. I'm going to go get some coffee. You guys are coming with me. It's a car ride. You're on a car ride with me now. Field trip. Hope you guys are doing great. I woke up this morning thinking about the what's happening. Thinking about some of the most important things that I don't know, that had just been part of my life as an artist, right? We talk here about being an artist and that type of deal. And I was just thinking about the importance of just doing your work, whatever that is, and not let your mind take over so much. Sometimes when the mind takes over, we tend to dislike what we're doing, or we tend to do things in a way that it's not we don't honor the things. We don't honor things, our work, and I say it's usually one or two things. Usually the mind is very busy, or the artist is pretty tired. And if you're physically tired, exhausted from doing your artwork, because doing artwork is can be physically exhausting from time to time. And if you are, tired and exhausted and whatnot, it's okay to take a step back, take a day or two, and then re-engage. Because it's important, it's necessary. Well, I love that. Yeah, just creating from a non-overthinking place and creating from a mind that is not cluttered. Usually that means that there's no fear. A mind that has a lot of thinking going on means it's a mind that is fearful. There's something happening. There's a lot of fear. And I've noticed that in order to be quote unquote liberated as an artist, one has to get out, step away from that fear, as often as possible. Step away from that fear and just fearlessly create artwork, so that you can find your swing. That way you can find the nice pace where you're creating artwork consistently, you're creating artwork persistently. Hola, how's it going, Angela? And you find yourself in a situation where you're creating art unapologetically. You're not afraid. And man, I'm yawning. I need to get my coffee on. That's why I'm driving there. What's up, people? Waving at people. Yeah, a situation. You want to create a situation where you are not overthinking anything that you're creating, and there's some thought process in there. Of course, you're thinking about colors and this and that, but try to keep it very, very, very minimal. Don't get too sidetracked with that. It's unnecessary. Best thing that you can do is just start painting, start doing something. It doesn't matter what it is. If you don't have any idea what you want to be painting, and you think you need to be painting something very important, get that out of your mind. That's not true. care to create every day. Oh, yeah. And have your moments where you rest. Sometimes, as an artist, I have little things, that like either this starts hurting or this or my shoulder, and it's just because I've been at it for a week or so, and then I have to take a step back. I have to take a day off or two, and then that's fine. I take a couple of days off, and then I re-engage. Oh man, I'm yawning this morning, you guys. I need some coffee. I had a good night's sleep. I slept. I'm like, I slept like a baby. I just think it's important. It's important to not overthink anything and create every day. Not every day is a painting day for everybody, and I don't think it should be, honestly. Honestly, I don't think it should be. I look back now and I realize, no, not every day should be a painting day, but most days should be painting days. There should be a day or two in your week when you're working that is dedicated to marketing, or dedicated to, you want to re-engage your brain into some other activity. There should be a day that is dedicated to growth. Maybe you're looking for new platforms, or you're looking for new buyers, or whatever, right? There should be a day dedicated to something else, and then of course you should have a resting day where you're not thinking about any of it. And I think it's important. I did not think this way for a long time. For like a decade, I didn't think like this. Every day was a kick-ass day. It was go, kick, and it's good. And some people can do it. I've honestly proven that I've been able to do it. However, it's not about doing or not. What I found out is that if you have those days where you're just kicking, you don't disengage from the same activity, or you don't disengage and engage in a different activity that has to do with your business, with your business of being an artist, you stop getting creative. You're almost like you're burning the thing too much, and that happened to me for a long time. You stop being enthusiastic about what you're doing when what you're doing occupies all your day and all your week. And so for the longest time, I didn't know what it was. I used to just feel kind of like irritated, maybe a little anger, I don't know, I'm working and just a little irritation, just kind of like under my skin, things, and I didn't realize what it was, because I've been conditioned to, if you want something, you gotta engage in it every day, but you don't have to engage in it every day the same thing. It doesn't have to be the same thing. Most of the days it should be, because otherwise it's going to take a very long time for you to get there. Whether it's you're learning how to paint, or you're trying to get your work in a platform, or you're trying to sell your paintings, it should be done. It should be done most of the time. Painting is something that I do pretty much every day, but I don't do it the same way that I used to. I don't go there and I paint for 12, 14 hours. No, I disengage and I do other things that happen to do with my business. And it takes courage and it takes discipline, because when you disengage, especially if you're used to winning, right, in an area, let's say that you're getting a lot of followers on Instagram, or you are selling your artwork, or whatever it is, when you disengage, there's fear that, oh my God, if I disengage, it's not going to work anymore. No, it's not that it's not going to work. You don't have to turn off. All you're going to do is change the channel a little bit, so that your creative juices get to rest. You get to have a different perspective. And then when you re-engage back again, you're filled with more ideas, more creativity, and that type of deal. Or even you just feel like re-engaging. Right? You feel like going back at it. I hope this makes any sense. Hey there from Russia. What's happening from Russia? I like that, man. What's happening, Beatbag? I thought I saw Eric here too. What's happening, Eric? And so I think it's important. It's very important to figure out where you need to engage and rest, and then get back to it. It's also important to create artwork without overthinking. I think it's the most important thing. However, you want to create artwork without overthinking, but I think you want to create artwork with a well-rested mind. And a well-rested mind and a well-rested body. I highly, highly recommend that. Your mind and your body should be well-rested if you're going to create artwork. If you're going to create artwork, you didn't sleep well, you're a little irritated about something, nothing, I don't know, maybe you're worried about something, take a little rest, re-engage differently, do things differently, because artwork is very needy. Artwork requires your full attention. It's very needy. Being an artist is a very needy activity. It's not like I see a lot of activities out there where people get paid, where it requires your attention, but you can wing it. Let's call it that. In other jobs that I had, whether I was selling or whatever, I really would have to be like not in my game to not do it right. As an artist, you can't wing it even a little bit. It'll show. Why? Because you're going to start feeling all that negativity, tired, sluggish, irritated, and all of that. And it's because there's the body and the mind is not rested. So there's a lot of thinking process. When there's a lot of thinking process, it means that it hasn't rested. You need to quiet the mind and get that body to sleep properly and rest properly. How's it going, Amber? What's happening, guys? Angela typo. Just started 3.5 years ago. Very cool. Well, I love that, Angela. You're kicking some butt. Eastvale says, Eastvale says, great points. Yes, art makes me tired and thirsty and hungry. Yeah, all of the above. And so, I've been preaching this whole thing about paint, not overthinking. But I also need to remind people, in order to paint, not overthinking, it is very important to be well rested, sleep well. Your body should be well rested, and your mind should be quiet. Your mind should be I don't know, go for a walk, meditate, pray. Those of you who pray, whatever you need to do to rest your mind, to feel joy in your heart, right? To feel joy in your heart. Once that is there, that's where the creativity comes from, because you are content where you're standing. You're not wishing, wanting, and hoping to be somewhere else. Let me order some coffee here.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to service. What can I get started for you today?
Can I please have a venti pike place with steam half and half and classic?
Of course.
And then you know what? Can I get that with an extra pump of classic?
Yeah, we're going to throw in an extra pump of classic in there for you.
Thank you. And can I get a venti Starbucks double shot on ice, also with an extra pump of classic?
Of course.
And let me have a strawberry. Oh, you know what, strawberry acai, please. A grande.
You said a grande strawberry acai?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, let me have 3 bagels with cream cheese.
You said 3 bagels with cream cheese?
Yeah, plain. If you have 3 plain bagels with cream cheese.
Let me see. I see if we have 2 for sure.
If you have a cinnamon raisin, I'll take that one.
Yeah, we'll do 2 plain and then a cinnamon raisin for you.
Yeah, and let me have a two butter croissants as well, please.
And then, did you want cream cheese with those bagels today?
Yes, please.
And then 2 butter croissants warmed up?
Yes, please.
Anything else?
That would be all.
We'll see you up at the window.
Thank you. Thank you. I gotta take breakfast for the family, because otherwise, if I just take coffee, they're gonna be like, "What the hell, dude?" How can we model our business after Starbucks? You know what? I have a brother who's he's an entrepreneur. He's a pretty serious guy. He's got a really good business going on, and we've talked about that often. And the Starbucks model. We've talked about the Starbucks model. We've sat there and had long conversations about the Starbucks model. Medium latte, please, whole milk. Absolutely. Sending it your way. I want a bagel too. Absolutely. I love that. So the Starbucks model is very, very, very important. It's very strong because it's about Starbucks blankets entire areas. And if you're an artist and you learn the importance of that you learn the importance of blanket areas, I mean, you are going to be fine. You're going to do just fine if you learn how to blanket areas. It's very difficult. It requires a lot of energy. The Starbucks model is very, very, I've always thought about it. And we've had conversations over and over about being in every corner. How can you be in every corner? How can you do that as an artist? Now, most artists are trying to do that online, but online is such a huge place that it's like throwing a pebble in the Grand Canyon.
Anything else for you? Hi, it's going to be 2712 today.
Thank you. Every time you put something on Facebook and you want people to, can I get a cup holder, please?
Of course.
Yeah, thank you. Every time you put something on Facebook and you want people to see it, you're getting a little pebble and you're throwing it in the Grand Canyon. That's what you're doing. I learned that from, who said that? Grant Cardone said that. Why? Because online is just ridiculously large. Offline is huge, right? The physical world is very large, of course. But online is just, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's no end to it. It's like, it's a universe. It's a universe. You know, and if people see you.
Here's that first
Oh,
bag.
thank you.
There's that one for you.
Thank you so much.
And of course, I have your fruit juice.
Who wants a bagel? Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye. Who said a latte? I think Eric wanted a latte. Online is just, I gotta get my hand sanitizer. Online is just such a huge universe. Sorry. That it's just ridiculous. You can't begin to cover anything. And so when people say, "Oh yeah, I've seen your work before," and you get excited, you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm becoming known." No, what they mean is, I've seen your work before, and now that I saw it again, I'm thinking about you. But as soon as I keep scrolling, I forget about you. That's what they're saying. Because there's so much competition of it, right? There's so many artists throwing work all the time. The thing is that what most artists do is that they think they're bothering people. That's what most artists do. They put their work on Facebook or whatever, and they think they're bothering people. And they're like, gee, man, I keep putting my work, and the same, I don't know, 500 people that follow you on Facebook or whatever, even if it's 5,000, it's the same. They keep getting bothered. I don't want to bother them, and of course, that's not it. That's not it. You want to share it to the point. You want to share it not just in your 500, but in any other place you can. You want to share it to the point where they start complaining. Where they start complaining, because people that start complaining, they're opting out. They're opting themselves out. They're saying, it's not for me. Okay, it's not for me. When people complain about your work, by the way, they're not complaining about your work. Okay, when they're complaining about you, oh my God, Jose, you show up so much on the Instagram lives. They're not complaining about me. They're saying, I don't want to hear you so much. But that has nothing to do with me. That's them. They don't want to hear me so much. And so what they're saying is they're verbally, or sometimes typing, right? They're expressing that they don't want to hear from me. They don't want to hear from me, or they don't want to see my work. But that has nothing to do with me. All they're saying to me is, it's not me. Okay, cool. It's not you. All right. Yeah. You can log out. You can silence me. You can unfollow me. It's cool. It's not you. But I'm looking for the people who want to keep hearing me, who want to keep seeing me. Those are the people I'm looking for. And as an artist, if you're not doing that, if you're not constantly showing up and looking for the people that keep raising their hand and say, dude, every time this guy pops up, or every time their artwork pops up, it's like, wow, I love to see it. One day, maybe I'll buy something. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I also like art from so many other artists, but I like this artist too. But they keep seeing you and see you and see you and see you over and over. You keep repeating that. It gets to the point where they either will never buy from you and they just love seeing your work, which is fine, or it gets to the point where they're like, okay, you convinced me, you're the person because you're the person I see the most. How do you think people date each other? How do you think I used to hear this when I was growing up, when we were dating. I used to hear this. How do you think the bad looking guy got the pretty girl? How do you think he did? He showed up over and over and over and over. Just showed up. He was just around. He happened to be closer to her. He happened to probably be nice, probably be a gentleman, whatever, all the good qualities. But he happened to be closest. He was always there. He showed up. Finally, let's go have a cup of coffee. Pretty girl says yes. Bad looking guy gets pretty girl. Why? Because he was around enough. He happened to be around enough. And I know this is like a general this is a general thing, but that is the reality. The reality is, who happens to be in the big gallery? You know who happens to be in the big gallery? The friend of the artist. The artist. The people participating in the galleries are the artists who happen to be friends with the other artists who are in those galleries. Those are the I learned this a long time ago. If you want to be in a nice gallery, become friends with an artist who's in a nice gallery, and watch, you'll get in a nice gallery. But you got to become friends. You got to have the other components, of course. You want to have good art, and but assuming you have good components like anyone else, like just any other artist, the next thing you need to do is you need to become friends with someone who's there. This is why mentors and coaches are so important. Who happens to do better in their art career? Well, the people that are friends with someone who's doing good in their art career, those people obviously happen to do better. Why? Because they by osmosis, you're catching the rhythm by osmosis. You're realizing, oh, okay, yeah, this person posts so many times online. This person creates so much every day, and by osmosis, you start catching it. It's so damn important. It just is. Early on in my career, I realized too, if I was the one doing best in my circle of friends, I was in the wrong circle. I needed to be the one doing the worst. And this is hard because most of us have a hard time accepting and admitting that. I need to be the person. If I want to make, I don't know, if I want to make $10 million a year selling my artwork, I need to be around. I need to be in a place. I need to be in a place where everybody's making that or more, and I need to be like I need to be the one who doesn't know shit. I need to be that person. You know, I need to be that artist. If I'm trying to sell, let's say you're starting out and you're trying to sell, I don't know, $100,000 a year, don't hang out. Don't be so much around with the artists who are having a hard time selling their work. Be around the person, be around the people who are making 6 plus 7 figures. Be around that person because you're going to start catching. It's almost vibration. You're going to start catching it. You're going to start realizing, oh my God, I didn't know that. Oh my God, I didn't know that. As opposed to hanging out with someone who's keeps complaining about painting or keeps complaining about, oh man, I got another return, or oh man, people only ask me how much the painting is, but when I tell them, they run. You don't want to be around that. You're not going to catch. You're going to catch something. You're just going to catch the wrong thing. You're going to catch the wrong pattern, the wrong mental pattern. And so that is something that I've learned. That is something that I'm very careful who I'm around too. My wife knows this. You know, sometimes we go and we visit people, even if they're friends. I'm like, I don't want to spend too much time there. I don't need. The only reason I spend time there is because A, B, and C. Maybe we go to the same school or this or that. I don't want to spend so much time there. You know, our kids go to the same school or something like that. Something that has to do, or their family or whatever. But I don't want to spend more than 30 minutes with them. I just don't. I don't want to get to a deep conversation. I don't want to get to a deep conversation around them because I don't like that energy. And so I'm very careful about that. I'm very, very careful who comes into my energy. Because they deposit their little pebbles. You know, if you're hanging out with someone who keeps telling you, you know, you can do it, of course you can, you know, and it's easy, it's simple. Look, check it out. This is what you're gonna do. This is what I've done. Don't you think that just that alone, it's a push forward? As opposed to being around someone, oh, you know what, it's really freaking hard here. There's just no way. Look at the economy, look at the government, look at everything. And of course, you know, people, we have those conversations. We're human beings. But at the end of the day, you don't want to have so much of those conversations. You don't want to soak yourself from negativity. It'll affect everything you do. Including painting, it'll affect everything. It'll affect your whole system. It's going to affect. How's it going, Marina? Alicia says there are energy vampires. Oh yeah. Or there's people who just want to pick your brain. Okay, let's say you're starting to do something, and there's people who want to pick your brain. This is something that I also experienced. Some people want to pick your brain, as in, like, they're very careful and they're very, very mindful. And they say, oh my God, I wish I could be a full-time artist as you. What have you done? You know, and they're super nice. And they're like, can I bring you coffee? Can I bring coffee over? And I don't know if you have like 10 minutes or something like that. When people tell me if I have 10 minutes, I give them an hour. You know, when people tell me, I'm going to repeat this. When people tell me, do you have 10 minutes? I usually give them an hour of my time. When people tell me, can I stop by for a couple of hours in your studio? I give them 0. I'm like, I don't have time. No, thank you. Bye. Because I learned to recognize when people just want to They're sucking your energy. They want to suck your energy. People that are very respectful of your time. They won't mention it, but they're very respectful of your time. They're very mindful. They keep thinking about your time. Because time is the ultimate asset every human being has. You know, how much time do you have left with your children? How much time do you have left with your parents? How much time do you have left for your career? And on and on. And so time is one of those things that it's an asset, but it's limited. It's a limited asset. And people that are very mindful, they're very respectful of your time. And those people that are very respectful, it's almost like I almost feel like, oh, okay, I want to help them. I want to help them because I know that they're mindful of that. And so I even get pulled to try to help them. Let's see. How's it going, Cindy? Nidan said so true. I've been talking about some crazy stuff this morning. All kinds of subjects. But yeah, guys, the most important thing I believe is paint without overthinking. Create artwork without overthinking. And be well rested. Go for a little walk. Sleep well, right? Go for a meditation, a little yoga. So I know people do yoga. Some people do prayer, depending on their religion or their spirituality. Whatever it is to get your heart calm. Your heart needs to be calm. You're speaking medicine. Yeah, whatever you do to get your heart calm. Once your heart is calm, the only reason why our hearts are not calm is because of overthinking, and the overthinking comes from worry. There's some sort of worry. Oh man, I only have so many months left to save for this, or I got the bills to pay, or I got, or I don't have any time to paint, so I'm gonna try to paint as fast as possible. And I've made that mistake, and because especially when you're monetizing, you start making all kinds of ridiculous mistakes, and so the heart is not calm. So the heart needs to get calm first, and acknowledge that all you got right now is now. That's all you got. You don't got tomorrow. You don't got yesterday. You only got this moment right now. And if you get tempted of thinking, oh my God, there's this anxiety that I have, especially when you get older. You start getting more anxious about things. You got to pull yourself back. Pull yourself back to this little moment. Take care, Alicia. Thank you so much for hanging out. Pull yourself back to this moment and do everything in this moment. And whatever you can't get done in this moment, don't be hard on yourself. You can't, not because you're deficient. You can't because you can't. There is nothing you can do. There's no point in fighting it. If you have the resources to do 1,000 things in a moment, that's great. But if you don't have them, that's also great. It's okay too. It's okay. I know. There's days in my studio where I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had 10 more people in my studio. Well, yeah, but I don't. I don't. And so what am I going to do? Sit and cry? Punch a wall? No. I got to come back to the small. Okay, what can I do then? What can I do? What can we do with what we got? And then work from there. And move forward from there. All right, I'll leave you guys with that. The name is Jose Trujillo. Baby, I'm an artist. And I just showed up again with all kinds of nonsense this day. I gotta take coffee to my wife. We do some coffee here. Here, I'll walk. Maybe you guys can follow me. Maybe you guys can follow me. Okay. It's up to your wife, totally. So I'm taking the stairs more and more because my I keep taking the stairs because my chubby ass needs the stairs. When's your next live demo, Jose? I don't know, I'm gonna try to make one today, but I don't know exactly what time. I'll let you guys know. I show up like a bandit. All right, my friends, stay well and sophisticated. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.